Okay, look, I know we shouldn't be here this soon. I'm currently recording this the beginning of the fourth. But if I'm going to keep it all the way a buck with you, right here, right now, I think this game is wraps. First things first on this video, you know, I hope Tyrese Halliburton, you recover well. I hope that, all is good. From what I've seen and what people are saying online and everything about that, it does seem to be a torn Achilles. So again, I hope you have a safe, healthy recovery, etc., etc. You know the deal. Um, but man, I feel like I'm not the only one to say this with this series. But that injury really sucked the air out of the room. That injury has, I think, hurt the Pacers, like, inevitably. You could see in that first half, and especially in that quarter after he went down, the Pacers were struggling to be the Pacers. They would go through stretches where, oh shit, this isn't the normal lineup that we have. Okay, well, we got to figure something out. But they kept the fight going. They did so well in the first half. Right now, the score is 68-84. I'm going to turn the game down because, quite frankly, I don't think there's much left in the game. Tyrese checks out with 3 of 5, 3 of 4 from deep, 9 points. Didn't really get anything going. We could see that he was starting to have a crazy game, right? As much as this Pacers team is capable of going on a run, and if you see me look to my right, I'm still watching the game. As much as they are obviously capable of going on a run, it just becomes one of those things where it's like, is there enough time? I just don't think with a 16-point lead for OKC, I just don't think there's enough time. Halliburton was hot out the gate, tore his Achilles, and I felt like because he was doing so much to get himself in rhythm, because a lot of this Pacers team and their success comes from when Halliburton is aggressive, when he is scoring the ball, when he is getting that gravity, so to say, to himself and finds the open man. After that, Indiana seemed out of rhythm, and then it was said that he will not return. And that first point I want to make here, well, like one of the early points I want to make here about just the scope of the NBA in general, is that this is the third torn Achilles that we've had. And in two cases, I messed up my fingers there. In two cases, it's players playing through an injury. Firstly, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think the second you have a calf strain, I think you might be cooked. They're saying, no, you can't play. Because at the end of the day, like, these players are getting paid massive amounts of money. I think teams want to protect their investments. But through the first two quarters, this game was close. This game was anyone's game, It was a 3-point lead to Indiana from an Andrew Nemhard step back three, which was beautiful. I'll keep it a buck. That was chef's kiss. I feel like this Oklahoma City team is just so painfully unlikable. And if you're a fan, understandably, you're a fan for your reasons and you like them for what you are, for what they are, rather. You like them for what they are. But to me, I just can't, I don't know. Of course, I'm a Suns fan, right? I love watching, high impact offense. Fuck me, that's a second block. They can't get a bucket. It's over. But what was I saying? This OKC team is just so unfun to watch. And not to diminish, the skill of these players, because yes, Shai is a talent. Shai is great at what Shai does. Understandable. Man, it's just so shit to watch. There are moments where they get to play super physical. That's very coded, okay? And they just get away with it. There is a play where late in the second quarter or first quarter, Casey Wallace is just grabbing TJ McConnell's hand. There are so many reaches where it's like, where are we doing with this? There are so many points where I feel like they get away with so much on defense and get the moniker of a good defensive team. And I get it. That's what it takes to be a good defensive team, is being able to make these fouls not look like fouls. If you can get the ball, it's not a foul. You're good. It sucks because early in, I thought we were gearing up for a great finals game. Tyrese goes down and it feels like Indiana have just run out of gas at the last possible hurdle. I don't think there's much more to say than that. Sadly, right? This has been such a good season. this has been such a good playoff run for this Indiana team, and I'll keep it a buck. At this point, I don't think they'll be here next year. The East next year is going to be up for grabs. It is anyone's conference to come out of. You have the Cavs, you have the Knicks, you have the Pistons. As for the West, I think as long as OKC stay healthy, they have the opportunity to repeat and will have the opportunity to be a persistent playoff finals team for a while because of how young their core is, how stable their sort of draft potential is going forward. I don't know, man. I was so excited for this finals run, or for this final game, and just having the air sucked out of the room by someone going, or just any player, the star player of this Pacers team. Yes, Pascal Siakam is Finals MVP, is what it is. But for Tyrese to go down like this, I think it's so much more important for this team if Tyrese is healthy compared to Siakam. Because Siakam is great at defending and scoring, but I feel like they have their ways around him. For Indiana, you saw what not having Tyrese Halliburton did. And one thing that I think will go unspoken is the fact that Tyrese is very good at disrupting passing lanes. For someone who is a prolific passer, an assist merchant, if you will, you know, like he knows he knows where the pass is going, right? And we've seen it so many times in this series. The turnovers in this game in particular are what killed Indiana. I think at this point it is 16 turnovers to 4. Indiana, they just can't take care of the ball. TJ McConnell has 5, Obi Toppin has 3, Benedict Mathurin has 2. I just don't think I think they just ran out of gas. I think losing Tyrese Halliburton, put them in a hole that they couldn't come out of. The halftime adjustments from Mark Dagenhalt really just set them apart. They were like, okay, we're going to put the foot on your neck and we're not going to let go. It felt like a bit in that first half, they were a bit shaken by Tyrese's injury of just like, oh, I don't know if we should go full throttle. It felt like J-Dub didn't want to win an NBA championship until the second half, until that third quarter came in. And then he remembered what's on the line. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people use this phrase. I picked this up on a Kenny For Real video. But what OKC did in that third quarter is they turned off the taps. They turned off the water. There was nothing, and they're still doing it, by the way. There just seems to be no way for this Indiana team to start their offense. Indiana are now the team who are getting picked up 94 feet. They're getting picked up at the other half of the court. I guess that is the unfortunate end of the 2025 NBA season. I think that's just where we are. You know, this is tough. God, the points over turnovers is actually kind of disgusting. 5-27. You had no chance of winning this game. But yeah, a painful game. Okay, well, there you have it. The season is over. Yeah, I went back because I thought the outro of this was a bit hate-watchy, but congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yes, there will probably be an asterisk. Yes, people will debate this for years to come. But at the end of the day, only one team out of the 30, only 15 players out of the hundreds in the NBA get to be called champions. And hey, you did it. You foul baiting motherfucker. You missed a free throw merchant, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Defensive demon, Lou Dort. Hey, seeing a team that went from 20-something wins, 27 wins a couple seasons back, to now being at the top of the NBA food chain. What else can you say, man? But what more is there to say? They proved everyone wrong. Yes, it wasn't the prettiest way of doing it. Yes, they went to Game 7 against Denver. Yes, they let Indiana back into some of these games. But they did it. They're here now. 4-1, 4-3, 4-1, 4-3. Yeah. Oklahoma City are champions. And honestly, like, shout out to the fans in Oklahoma because, in fact, shout out to both home team fans. This one hair is, it's sweating here, man. But shout out to both home teams because, honestly, you could just hear how electric the stadium was. You could just hear how much these guys wanted their teams to win. Obviously, the fans back in Indiana are a bit sad about everything that's happening, but hey, it is what it is. That was the end of the 2025 NBA season. I've been ISOJ. Thank you so much for watching. There will be no videos next week, mainly because this season is over. Maybe we'll do something on draft night. Who knows? But I want to take some time off, decompress a bit, and take stock of things. Over the off season, obviously, we'll figure out what to do. Maybe some 2K videos, maybe some. Obviously, anytime there is a trade or any movement in free agency, if anyone goes anywhere else, this is where you'll find it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming along for the ride. My voice is going right now. Yeah, hope you have a good one. Have a good week. Take good care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video, but hey, you'll see the NBA next season, I guess. Have a good one. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, you know what? I'm sweating, so maybe go get like an ice cream or something. It's cold. I mean, it's hot. I'm so tired. It's 4 in the fucking morning. Bye-bye now.